Greetings, WLA family. I'm excited to be talking to you about winter sports. It seems like this has been a long time coming. Uh, Information and procedures, protocols have been changing every day, every week. And so I've been waiting to get good information to actually send out to you, hopefully as accurate as possible. As of today, I've got information that I think we'll be using going forward. And so I felt it a good time to share with you. I want to start out by sharing with you who the coaches are to contact for these winter sports. Girls basketball is led by Coach Schroffnagel. Boys basketball, Coach Nell. Wrestling, Coach Rucker. Mrs. Mose heads up the cheerleading. And of course, I am the athletic director. Feel free to contact any of those coaches with any questions you have or myself, and I will do my best to get you any answers that you're looking for. Our winter sports seasons are listed there. Girls basketball beginning next Monday, going through the end of February. We're not sure with any of these seasons what the end of the season will be like. The WLA hasn't released tournament projections yet, if we'll have full tournaments, but they give us till the end of, or till the week of February 27th for girls basketball to wrap up. Boys basketball starts the following Monday, November 23rd, and goes until March 6th. And wrestling from November 23rd to the end of the season if we advance through whatever, again, tournament that they put on, wrapping up by February 20th. Cheerleading is a little bit up in the air depending on competitions and rules and what's allowed when competition time rolls around. A few questions that I've been getting that I wanted to share some information with you. First of all, I've been asked, what if my child is in quarantine during tryouts? Rest assured that your child will get a chance to try out for a team that they are interested in participating on. Our coaches will give them practice days in order to display their ability, and they will not be cut without getting the chance to compete on the floor or on a mat or anything like that. Can I go to my child's games? I'll have information from the Flyway Conference in just a little bit, but the short answer, yes, each athlete is going to be permitted 2 guests to all Flyway Conference games. What will transportation to games look like? As you may know, there are busing restrictions that we're dealing with, only 24 individuals on a bus at a time. That includes players, coaches, and so on. So we will be reaching out to parents, hoping that they can help us with transportation to away games so that we don't overfill a bus and we can get everyone there in a safe manner. Information from your coaches will be coming on transportation needs as the season progresses. There will not be concession stands at basketball and wrestling events this year. There will not be cheerleaders, and there will not be pep bands. The conference and many conferences around have decided that they want to keep it to just the athletes participating, a few parents, and the necessary game workers. So those big parts of the high school atmosphere will not be a part of it this year. But we are thankful for the opportunity to get to play games, and so that's what we're going to focus on. What can I do? Where can I watch WLA Winter Sports if I can't attend? All Flyway Conference games will be live streamed for free. Each one of our conference schools installed huddle cameras. We purchased software, and information on where and how to stream each school's events will be shared with you once all the schools share their information. Our home events will be on our YouTube page, WLA TV. As I mentioned, the Flyway superintendents got together and listed out a few protocols that they want followed at all winter sports and events. And so I'm going to share a few of the key points from that. This is their liability disclosure statement, basically just explaining COVID and the transmission of it, how people should stay home if they're at high risk, and you have to accept the risk of attending. Our conference philosophy is that we're requiring parents, coaches, and staff to perform their own self-symptom checks. Teams will be checked by their coaches before they depart for an away game and before other teams come into our building. But we mostly want to keep our schools open, and so everyone needs to agree to monitor themselves and their symptoms and make good choices. Per Wisconsin Flyweight Conference and WLA order, all fans will be required to wear a mask inside for all of winter sports. Individuals not wearing a mask will be asked to enjoy the event virtually from home. This is regardless of health conditions. There are no exceptions that will be made to this mask mandate. As far as spectators go, each player is going to be given the opportunity to have 2 spectators. Those names will be provided prior to the game. The way this will work, each athlete will be allowed to submit 2 names. They will be given to the coach prior to game day. I will get that list from the coach and send it off to the school we are traveling to, or I will keep it here and print it off for our admission table when other schools come to us. Those 2 spectators should be a guardian, a parent or a grandparent, and then the other one can be whoever you would like. It could be 2 parents, it could be a parent and a grandparent, a parent and a sibling, a parent and the athlete's boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever the case may be, but they will need to sit together and socially distance from other spectators at the game. Event workers, coaching staff, managers will not need a pass, but they will be included on the list that we supply as well. So 2 spectators per athlete to each event in the Flyweight Conference. There won't be additional passes handed out. If a school or a gymnasium would reach capacity, they won't allow anyone else in, and everyone is required to wear masks. When you're at a visiting school or here at WLA, follow the traffic patterns. Don't deviate. Seating may be a little bit different this year that you'll see when you come into the gym. But just maintain distance, follow pathways, and follow directions from event workers, especially when we are guests at other schools. You will sit in designated seating areas, home or guest. Intermingling among the crowd is prohibited. Once seated, you should stay there. They did include some exceptions if you have to use the bathroom, if you have an emergency, if there's a phone call you need to take, or when you're exiting the venue. Families, again, those 2 people that are allowed with each athlete as guests, they are expected to sit together, and the gym will be cleared between contests. For the community, before the game, pre-screen for symptoms before you leave home. Understand that you'll need a mask at all times. You won't be allowed to enter without one. There will be sanitizer available at all facilities. Concessions won't be offered. Follow all directions there and sit with the person you arrive with. Keep your mask on during the game. Only leave your seat in an emergency. Again, following their travel routes that they lay out. And after the game, you'll be dismissed in an orderly fashion to avoid mass congregations. You need to leave upon dismissal. No hanging out on the floor after the game waiting for athletes to come out of the locker room. Sanitize. If you're transporting an athlete home, you should wait for them in the vehicle, not just outside the gym doors. Once you leave, no re-entry will be allowed, and so on. Again, masks will be required for all athletes at all times. If an athlete doesn't comply, the game will be paused until all team members are in compliance, and failure to comply with this rule about masking may result in a team forfeit. At this time, teams are expected to come prepared in their uniforms, in their gear. Visiting teams will not have access to a locker room. Now, I realize that that's how they wrote that. However, the athletic directors have agreed that there may be exceptions that are made. When schools come to WLA, we will allow them to use the locker room as a quick meeting area, as their bathroom, so that they're not using the general public bathrooms. Our team will use our locker room to gather and use the bathroom as well. So each school will give directions as to what teams can do as far as locker room arrangements, but just know that you should come expected, or they're expecting you to come dressed in your gear and ready to compete. Maybe just a change of the shoes and removing of coats and tearaway pants or whatever it may be. Again, we are just happy to be able to be playing sports, and so in order to get to that next step, I just want to double check that we have all of our paperwork turned in one last time. If you're an old pro at this, or if you've already done it, feel free to tune this out, but I just want to give a quick reminder on the paperwork that is expected as it's listed here on this page for you. What you'll do is you will go to our website, click on athletics, and that will take you to this page. You could, if you can either pick up all the paperwork here at school, or you can go to the WLA paperwork tab, click on that, and you see some more choices where you can print your physical or alternate year form, your impact consent form we'll talk about, and the main sheet of paper, your registration and participation consent form. That is this form right here that needs lots of signatures. The first one deals with the athletic handbook. If you go to our page here, you see athletic handbook, required reading. Click on that. You will read it, and then you will sign. The student and the parent will both sign and date that here. The WIA eligibility form, again, same page. You read the WIA bulletin right here, and after that has been done, student signs, parent signs, both of you date. The parent athlete participation and treatment consent form is next. Read about treatment consent, sign, date, and date. And then the concussion agreement. Here there's information about concussions, facts for athletes, facts for parents that you'll read, a sheet for each. Make sure you both check those out, understanding symptoms and warning signs of concussions. And then the parent signs it and the student signs it. It's a 2-page signature sheet. Again, we have the impact consent form that you'll print off, or that we can give you, saying that your child consents to have a baseline test taken so that we can monitor for concussion symptoms if the need would arise. That test will be sent by our trainer, Tyler Schwartz. This is his email address where that test will come from, and it's something that we're allowing you to take at home this year. It comes from following the state laws that we are required to follow regarding concussions. Last items, a physical form or an alternate year card needs to be turned in for every athlete. At WLA, we need a physical for each athlete, and typically this physical form is filled out their freshman and junior years, and then on their sophomore and senior years, they turn in an alternate year form. It is becoming increasingly popular to get a physical your 8th grade year. And so we do need a copy of that on file, but you don't need a new physical your freshman year if you had it according to the dates listed on the left here. If your child had a physical during 8th grade, you just need to turn in the alternate year form with it, but we do need a copy of your physical on file as well. This year, like all years, and even more so, I do expect games and information to change as schools and rosters and we're all affected by COVID and then weather as well over the winter. So please be checking the WLA website, possibly the Facebook page. The best advice that I can give you is sign up for our school notifications, because when a game is changed by the home school, if it's our home game or if we're traveling somewhere else, that home school will make changes on our school. And so to sign up for that, go to our WLA homepage, click on the calendar icon in the top right, view the full WLA athletics calendar, notify me, choose your sports, click on them, and you'll get notifications if any of the game times, locations, or dates change. And I do foresee a fair amount of that happening this year. Other places to get information, at our website, Facebook page. You can follow athletics on Twitter. Thank you. Thank you for your patience, your support, all cooperation during this past almost a good chunk of a year as we've patiently waited for sports to restart as normal. We were blessed to have cross country this fall. Now we're looking forward to getting a lot more kids active this winter season. So as you have questions, because it'll be a season and a year unlike any other, feel free to email me. My email address was earlier in the video. Reach out. You can call our school office, and we'll do our best to give you the information as we get it. But I do expect changes and certain levels of teams will be called off from time to time if kids are in quarantine. And so we'll do our best to be flexible, adapt, and get out of this season whatever we can. And we'll be thankful for that. Thankful that God has blessed our kids with the opportunity to practice and compete and grow physically. So thank you for your time. I did include a link in this email as well that you can read some more information about winter sports. And again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us here at WLA. Blessings on your day.